Wow, man. What a crazy episode of Monday Night Raw this week, man. After hearing the news of Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff becoming exclusive directors, Paul Heyman for Raw and Eric Bischoff for SmackDown, people did have high hopes. And we all have our reasons to be excited about the news. So, we don't know if they're in charge yet, but considering they announced it before this week's edition of Monday Night Raw and SmackDown, this tells us they must be in charge. But all I gotta say is this: I'm very happy to hear about that news because I thought that was a great idea. I was gonna make a video about it, but I was very busy with my live streams. So, the Raw started off crazy and it ended crazy. Well, in the middle it was kind of average, but we'll go over everything. The show started off with Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley in a Falls Count Anywhere match. The match ended in a no contest when Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley both went through the Minitron area of the stage, and then electricity was all over the place. Pyrotechnics were going off and they tackled each other through it. And then you hear Corey Graves going, "Holy shit!" Exactly. Corey Graves straight up said, "Holy shit," on TV. Crazy. That was very, very crazy. So I thought that was a very epic way to start off Monday Night Raw. And then we get into the Viking Raiders versus the New Day in tag team action. And what they did here is that they had Samoa Joe interfere in the match, which I thought was a great decision. But the thing that I get so annoyed about is that when they do something that actually makes sense to the story, they decide to, use the commercial break and then add an extra match. Now, I've been hearing people complain about no wrestling during commercials. I mean, aren't you the same people that actually complained about it? Because here's the thing, right? People talk about change. People talk about things that they want to be changed and want to be different. Wasn't the commercials the one thing that you people wanted less of? You said, I've heard people say they didn't want commercials during matches. Because when they did have commercials during matches, you had 2 to 3 commercial breaks during a match. Every minute, you would see a minute of the action, then straight into a commercial. There was 2 to 3 commercials in nearly every match they had when they wrestled during commercials. So I don't get why people are complaining about it. It's like I said, people are never satisfied. Even when they want something changed, they're just not satisfied with it. I'm not too fussed about the no wrestling during commercials, because I think that's a great idea. Because then you people will stop complaining. Because if they give us a 15-minute match, there'll be no commercials to prevent that 15-minute match for us to miss out on. So I don't see the problem. My only problem is the wild card rule. And we didn't have many wild cards this week. We had 3? New Day, which is 1, Elias, and Carmella. R-Truth doesn't count because 24/7 titles defended on both brands. Mike Kanellis and Maria, do they count for 205? Because Vince McMahon said only wrestlers from Raw and SmackDown. So I don't know why Mike and Maria were on Raw. Have they been promoted? Were they promoted to Monday Night Raw? That was my question. And also we saw the Street Profits. Backstage. I thought it was very entertaining to see them. But my issue is the wildcard rule. I don't care about the no commercials during the the no wrestling during commercials. I don't care about that. I think that's fine. But anyway, Samoa Joe interfered in the match. Then it got changed to a 6-man tag. This is something I don't like. This was perfect. The way you ended this match was perfect. But then you go into a 6-man tag. We don't need to see two guys that we just saw wrestle again. So then we had Samoa Joe and the Vikings versus the New Day. So yeah, then it got changed to a 6-man tag with Samoa Joe and the Viking Raiders versus the New Day. And the right team won. The right team won here. Kofi Kingston loses his first match as the WWE Champion. And I'm not mad. I'm not mad about this because Kofi Kingston, he's not being booked like the Iconics. He's not being booked like the Iconics, losing every match. But I will admit, maybe it should have been Big E or Xavier Woods. But either way, I wasn't too mad about that. Samoa Joe got a win. He looked strong heading into Extreme Rules for his match with Kofi Kingston. Then we had some shenanigans with Drake Maverick and his wife Renee Michelle. Renee Michelle, I believe she's a wrestler. I believe she is. And I wasn't sure if this was really his wife because considering that they're doing this as an on-screen storyline, it made me think, because this is an on-screen storyline, is this relationship not real? So, but yeah, Renee is really married to Drake Maverick because I had a double check. So, it was great to be notified of that. She asked Drake, it's either her or the 24/7 championship, and he says that he would pick her over anything. Which is complete bullshit because of what we see later on. But when we see Shane O'Mac and Drew McIntyre do their thing, The Miz was backstage. He also challenged Elias to another 2 out of 3 falls match. Then we went into the Shane McMahon stuff. And The Undertaker appeared, and we see lightning strike the ring, which I thought was very nice, bringing back some pyrotechnics. The Undertaker cuts a very good promo, despite that I'm not a fan of seeing this guy come back. I will say, as much as I believe this man should retire, I really do believe that it is good to see The Undertaker. It is good to see him show up every now and then, but I just can't help to think that he really, really, really needs to retire. If he comes back and he puts over Drew McIntyre, if that's what he's trying to achieve here, then congrats to him. Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans were backstage talking about their mixed tag match. It's been upped to Extreme Rules. Their mixed tag team match is now Extreme Rules with no tags, no disqualifications. The women are going to fight the women, and the men are going to fight the men. So, can you tell me, are we going to have any cool spots where maybe the women are going to get physical with the men? Like, it'd be cool to see Lacey Evans, like, do the women's riot on Seth. Maybe Becky Lynch trying to disarm Baron Corbin. I think that stuff would be pretty cool. But we saw that in that mixed tag team match tonight with the Power of Love, Canellis and Maria. Or Mike and Maria. So I'll get to that later. But we have Lacey Evans taking on Natalya. Pretty boring match. I wasn't a fan of this. Because Natalya, she's just there to put over talent. Baron Corbin trips Natalya over. And Natalya gets hit with the woman's right for the 1, 2, 3. The Miz took on Elias in a 2 out of 3 falls match. The Miz ended up getting the victory as well. We had a couple of other things happen on the show. I'm trying to remember clearly off my head. Like I said, we saw 24/7 R-Truth. Cesaro and No Way Jose were scheduled to have a match. But then the 24/7 stuff kind of ruined it. Drake Maverick was in the crowd with Renee, being really tempted to try and get the 24/7 title. R-Truth is just teasing him at this point. So, you see where this is going. So then we have Becky and Seth Rollins backstage, and I'm telling you, I don't care if, like, some people are seeing this relationship as not together. Like, some people are starting to think that they're not really together because if there's one thing that is driving me insane, and it's probably driving a lot of people insane, the fact that we keep hearing the commentators say, do you know that Seth Rollins is the boyfriend of the Raw Women's Champion, Becky Lynch? Do you know Becky Lynch is the girlfriend of the Universal Champion, Seth Rollins? We get it. We get it. They're together. Do you have to tell us every freaking time? We get it. So they're being all cutesy with each other. They're all like, oh, you better not lose my title. You better not lose my title. They're going at it. They're pretending like they're, you know, having a little bit of a heated argument. Then Maria appears randomly. This was a bit of a surprise to me, because when it comes to the wildcard rule, I assume it's supposed to be SmackDown and Raw people going back and forth. So seeing Maria and Mike appear on Raw, it actually took me by surprise. So Maria challenged Seth and Becky to a match. This is where things go really weird. So we had this mixed tag match. Mike and Maria ended up losing because Maria refused to get into the ring. She was saying she's pregnant. So Becky backed off. And then she just grabbed Mike Kanellis and did a disarmer on Mike. And then Maria goes off on her husband and says that Becky Lynch could make her pregnant or whatever. Maria said something very, very weird, and I really don't know what was going on here with Mike and Maria. I really do not know. Is this a breakup? Is this them breaking up? Are they having a storyline where they're breaking up? Are they breaking up this relationship? Is Mike Kanellis going to be a singles wrestler and Maria's going on her own? Or are they getting Maria off TV? Is this a real pregnancy? That's another thing. Is this pregnancy a real thing? Is she really pregnant? Or did she use that as an excuse to protect herself from not wrestling? From getting an ass kicking from Becky Lynch? I'm pretty sure it was the second option. I don't think she's really pregnant. But yes, it was a very awkward segment. So we saw the Street Profits backstage. Really cool to see the Street Profits. I was thinking they were going to have a match. Also, we had a lot of Gallows and Anderson. I guess that's a good thing, because we didn't see a lot of Shane McMahon. So Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, they're stirring the pot with AJ Styles. AJ Styles is stirring the pot with them, being all like, "Oh, you're losing." But Gallows and Anderson are like, "Oh, well, Ricochet, he gave you a hard time." And then they're going back and forth, and Gallows and Anderson were stirring the pot with Ricochet, acting like Ricochet said something nasty about AJ, and then it causes AJ to confront Ricochet, challenges him for the US Championship. Ricochet accepted, and then AJ Styles just slaps Ricochet in the face, and Ricochet retaliates back with a slap to the face of his own. So yeah, we saw a lot of Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson stirring the pot here between Ricochet and AJ Styles. I thought that was good. I thought that was good stuff. Then we had Moment of Bliss. We had Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross go at it and talk it out. And then out comes Carmella. Wild card rule, everyone. We get another wild card. This is the third wild card. I don't count Mike and I don't think we should really be counting Mike and Maria as a wild card, because they're 205 live. Come on, if we're gonna be realistic here, New Day, Elias, and Carmella. That were 3 people. Patrick, that's 5, because New Day counts as 3. Then you got Elias, and then Carmella. No, it's 4. New Day count as 1 wild card. Sorry to break your hearts, but New Day's 1. They're a tag team. So no, they don't count as 3 wild cards. So we had 3 wild cards for Raw here. Carmella, like I said, Carmella comes out. again, doing that whole stupid spiel of belittling Alexa, saying, like, you can't trust her. You know, I'm sick of this storyline. I'm so sick of this, oh, don't trust Alexa bullshit. Like, I'm so sick of it. It is so overdone, and it's so stupid. I mean, do people have bad memory? Let me take you back. Do people really think Alexa Bliss took advantage of Mickie James? As far as I remember, in 2016, Mickie James was the one that turned on Alexa. Alexa and Mickie were in a tag match, I believe, and then Mickie turned around and kicked her in the head. So how is that how is that Alexa Bliss using Mickie James? Or are they talking about now? Alexa never turned on Mickie. When Mickie and Alexa reunited, Alexa never turned on Mickie. Mickie got injured. Mickie got drafted to SmackDown. So again, Alexa never used Mickie James. Alexa only used Nia. I'm sick of this whole storyline where they're trying to make Alexa Bliss look like the bad girl. Oh, you can't trust her. She's going to stab you in the back type of bullshit. This bullshit is stupid. It's so stupid. I'm sick of this storyline. I like Carmella. I like Alexa. And I like Nikki Cross. I like all three of these women. But the thing is, I can't stand this storyline. It's the same old repetitive shit. What, so Alexa Bliss can't have friends? She's not allowed to make a friend? That's what this storyline is telling us. This storyline is telling us if Alexa makes a friend with someone, she's gonna turn on the friend. It's so stupid. It's so stupid, man. It's so stupid. Then Carmella challenges Alexa to a match. Alexa accepts, and the match is over in like 5 seconds. The bell rings. Carmella rolls up Alexa. 1, 2, 3. So you embarrass Alexa Bliss, a woman who is challenging for the SmackDown Women's title in 2 weeks. You embarrass her in that fashion? Alexa Bliss is a great wrestler, and here you are embarrassing her. And people like to poke fun of Alexa. People like to poke fun at Alexa, saying she can't wrestle, she can't take bumps, but yet she took the most badass bump at Stomping Grounds when Bayley did a sunset flip, and then you see Alexa Bliss crashing into the turnbuckle. Yeah, Alexa can't take bumps, ladies and gentlemen. Just remember that. And as far as I'm concerned, Alexa Bliss is a great wrestler. So you're going to embarrass her in this fashion? Yes, I will say Monday Night Raw was a crazy edition of the show. We saw a lot of crazy stuff and all that stuff. The show was pretty solid. But at the end of the day, there are still some problems. And I didn't like this. I didn't like that Alexa lost in like 5 seconds. People like to talk about how she's always overpushed. And she's always overpushed. Here she is losing in 5 seconds. But then we get a rematch. But then when Carmella wrestles again, we see her versus Nikki Cross. And Nikki Cross ends up beating Carmella. Drake Maverick and R-Truth had another... Drake Maverick was backstage again with his wife. She was going to the bathroom to clean herself off, I guess. And then more 24/7 shenanigans was going on. R-Truth thought Drake had a referee. And Drake was like, no, I don't have a referee. And then R-Truth turns his back. And Drake Maverick uses his suitcase, bashes R-Truth across the head. And a referee appears out of nowhere. And Drake Maverick pins R-Truth and becomes the 24/7 champion for a second time. And he grabs his wife and he runs off with her. So there you go. All that taunting that R-Truth did, it all led to Drake Maverick winning the title back. Then the main event was Ricochet and AJ Styles in a quick, fast-paced main event. AJ Styles delivers the phenomenal forearm and successfully pins Ricochet to win the United States Championship. But unfortunately for AJ Styles, Ricochet's leg was underneath the rope. So the match got restarted. Gallows and Anderson were at ringside. And the funny thing is, the first time this happened, AJ Styles kicked them to the curve, but this time they stay. So you think something's up. So the match goes on, because the match got restarted after Ricochet's foot was underneath the rope. Ricochet then defeats AJ Styles in a good, quick, fast-paced match. And then this all leads to Gallows and Anderson getting on the apron, looking like they're laughing at AJ Styles. AJ Styles points at them, and then Styles turns around and punches Ricochet right in the face. And then a 3-on-1 beatdown on the United States Champion. AJ Styles turns heel on Monday Night Raw. And I am actually very, very happy about this. I'm very happy about this. This was a great decision by WWE to turn AJ heel. It was definitely needed. And in my opinion, I thought this was a great way to end the show. We had a great way to start the show, and we had a good way to end the show. So in the middle, the stuff that was in the middle was kind of meh. But the start and the end were actually pretty good. In the middle, I'll say there was some good stuff in the middle, but all in all, guys, I thought Raw was actually a bit better than normal. Now, I'm not getting carried away. This is Paul Heyman's first night as the exclusive director of Monday Night Raw. Not everything, he's not going to fix everything in the click of a finger. He's not going to be Thanos. He's not going to Thanos everything. He's not going to do that Thanos thing, because people like to use Thanos from the Avengers, the Endgame Avengers, as a meme. It's not like Thanos is going to click his fingers and then Raw's going to be the best show we've seen in years. Now it's going to take some time, especially for SmackDown with Eric Bischoff. It's going to take some time to rebuild. And please, for the love of God, get rid of the wild card rule. That's one thing they need to remove. Eric Bischoff has been talked last week on Inside the Ropes about how he would keep the brands separate. So it clearly shows he wants to end the wild card rule. So there you go, guys. That was your Monday Night Raw review. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hit that thumbs up if you guys did enjoy. Comment your thoughts on Monday Night Raw down below. And I'll see you all in my next video. See you later, guys.